Okay, let's listen to it.
Fourier, 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 Fourier.
Hey, hello and what's up? Welcome to another video of Outta Syllabus. And it's been a while I haven't posted any videos because of some sadful reasons. I cannot find my old recorded videos. I've told you guys several times that I have many videos in my hand, but I just have to edit them and publish them, but for some reasons, I cannot find those videos now. I don't know where I kept them. I mean, I know, but I cannot find out. So anyways, I digress. In this video, it is quite a different video than usual. It's not any DIY projects, but it's obviously another informative video. As you guys may know, already you have checked the title. Today I'm gonna talk about some of this web and its properties, and also some of those Fourier series and Fourier transforms. Okay, so without just wasting time, let's get started. I have many things to tell you. So anyways, I'm starting with Fourier series, and then I will talk about Fourier transform, and also about those sinusoidal waves and whatnot. So first of all, as you can see here, according to Google, Fourier series is an infinite series of trigonometric functions which represent an expansion or approximation of a periodic function used in Fourier analysis. This is what Google says, isn't it? To some people, this might be brain twisting, isn't it? So let me talk about some simple things now. Just forget about everything and just look right of the screen right now. As you can see, as I'm talking, my audio waveform is displayed in the screen right now. So as I'm talking, you can see various kind of audio waves. Now let me try to produce a single tone from my mouse, from my beloved vocal cord. So okay, as you can see, it's kind of a sine wave right now. Hello. Okay, that was close. As you can see, my frequency is changing. So let me try to produce a sine wave now. So it's kind of a sine wave, isn't it? So as you can see, this is my sine wave. The purpose of me by telling this is nobody can produce sine wave from their vocal cord, but what I have shown you is kind of a sine wave, isn't it? What do you think? It's actually sine wave? Okay, it's not, obviously it's not, but every signal we see here can be represented as sum of some sort of sine waves, and that is what Fourier series is called. Any of those waves you can see right now can be represented as sum of some sine series. Now just forget about these funky waves, okay, and talk about most of those common waves that we study, like square, triangle, and sawtooth. Now just forget about sawtooth, for God's sake. Just concentrate on square wave first of all. So how do you think? A square wave, as I've told you, every wave can be represented as sum of some series of sine waves. And I am not saying this. Fourier told us, and that is what Fourier series is known as. Now let me show you that. I found this page, which is actually kind of cool, and you can see. So there we go. This is the series you are looking at, okay? In the top, this is the series you're looking at, and this is only one side. If you understand summation, then we'll know that this is the summation of this total function, where n is varied from 1 to, we can put any limits. So as you can see, we have a perfect sine wave right there, and if we increase this number to something 2, now we have sum of two sine waves, where the first one has a n value equals to 1 and the second one has a n value equals to 2. Now as soon as I increase this value, I basically increase this series and import more number of these terms into this series. So let me put 3 now. As you can see, my sine wave is changing, and it's not a sine wave anymore, but you will see a magic very soon. Let's put 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you can obviously see our sine wave has converted into some sort of square wave. And if I increase this number more, let me put direct something like what? What is the subscribers right now in our channel? Okay, it's 456. So let me put here 456. Wow, see, it's now a square wave. So this is how a sum of simple sine series can give you any waves you want, just like this square wave. Now you can also see some more examples here, like, for God's sake, who put pulse in here? Now here is the triangle, and the triangle is actually pretty close to sine wave, isn't it? You just have those sharp corners and you get a sine wave. I mean, you get a triangle wave from a sine wave. Now, so again, if we increase this number, see, and again let me put my holy number, which is my subscriber count, 456. Actually, it's not produces any change. It's a perfect triangle wave now. Like this, you can produce whatever you want, whatever waveforms you want, by simple sum of some sine series. You can see some more examples here. Again, a single sine wave will look like a sine wave, obviously. And if you put it again, you can see this is a sawtooth. It's so beautiful. So I am putting here a large number as to 456, but according to Fourier series, you can generate a square wave by an infinite number of sine waves. And according to the series, as you can see, each of these sine functions or the series are different. So according to different series, if you put several of the sine numbers, according to Fourier it's infinite, then we'll get that kind of waves. So there goes our Fourier series. Now what is Fourier transform? For that, let me do another thing. So this is the function generator I found online. Now I am going to generate some tones using this. Let's play the tone. It's sine. Okay. What? Oh my god, it's killing my ears. Holy. So there we go. You can see a perfect sine wave in the right hand side. I'm just using this as my oscilloscope, or whatever you call this is a spectrum analyzer, and on the left I have my function generator. So I am generating right now a 440 Hz sine wave. As you can see, this is a pure sine wave. Now let me decrease the frequency a little bit so that you can see a perfect sine wave. Okay, there we go. Now as you can see, this is how a sine wave looks like. And Fourier transform, what we call, converts this time domain signal to a frequency domain signal. Now, who on earth needs this frequency domain, isn't it? You might never know how a signal in frequency domain looks like, isn't it? So it actually has a very big implementation or very big application. They say that in frequency domain our calculations are easy and also analysis is easy. But how is that? Now let me show you how is that possible. In this spectrum analyzer we have a function called FFT spectrum, and voila, as you can see, we get a single peak. It's not a single peak, it's like of a mountain, but you can see it's showing the peak frequency as 128 Hz. It's pretty close to 126 Hz as my function generator is generating. And this is what a signal sine wave looks like in frequency domain. Now as you can see, FFT spectrum, FFT, as you may know, FFT's full form, just forget about that first step for now. It's fast Fourier transform. there are various kind of Fourier transform in our hand. We have DFT, we have FFT, we have many kind of Fourier transform, but this is FFT, that means fast Fourier transform. Just forget about that first step for now. This is Fourier transform. So you can see we have a single peak. I don't know, by the way, as you can see, I have generated a single tone or a single frequency sine wave, but still it is showing this kind of a mountain. I don't know why. Theoretically, it should produce one single spike in that one frequency. So anyways, we have one single thing in our hand. Now, by applying your common sense a little bit, you might know, in this graph we have here decibels, that is our amplitude, and in here in the x-axis we have our frequency. So if we increase the frequency, our wavelength will become shorter in here, and as the frequency increases, and this peak should shift according to my frequency change. Let's see. You're gonna hear deep bass now. Okay, so I'm producing 38 hertz right now, and you can see we are getting many of those little spikes right here. I don't know why. Maybe this is because of the higher harmonics of that signal. I am not gonna make this video complicated by saying all these terms, by the way. So let me pump up the frequency. Now you can see as the frequency increased, you can see now we are getting one single spike at 935 hertz. Let's increase a little more. Okay, now you can see we're getting one single spike as of sine wave. Now, as the very beginning of this video, I showed you Fourier series. Every signal can be represented by Fourier series. I mean, every signal can be represented by sum of sine waves. So all the sine waves will have different frequencies. So a square wave, as I've shown you in frequency domain, a sine wave only returns one single peak in the frequency domain. That is the one single frequency it has. So according to concept, what we have now, if we generate a square wave, that square wave should return various frequencies in the frequency domain, isn't it? Because it's basically the sum of various sine waves. So let me show you that. Now, as you can see here, I have an option wave type selector. So I am selecting square right here. And let me play a square wave now. There we go. What the? This is not a square wave. Okay. Now as you can see, this is looking like a square wave, but as I increase the frequency, its shape is terrible. What? It's not a square wave anymore. Okay, so whatever. Every signal will be a sum of sine signals. So if we now represent this in a frequency domain, we should receive various peaks of the frequencies. Let's see if that is true. Okay, so as you can see, we are proceeding right. We are receiving various frequencies in various spikes in the frequency domain. That means this signal has various frequencies. So whatever, I will now change this to linear, as this is logarithm. As you can see, the divisions are not unique, I mean not linear. So now I'm putting linear in here, and let's see what it does. Okay, so now it's more clear. We can see various frequencies. Back to sine wave, we have one single frequency here. Let me increase the frequency for you. It's awesome. Same thing will be valid for triangle wave. What? Only 3? Are you kidding me? Okay, there are many actually. And the sawtooth. Wow. So let's turn this a little interesting, okay? So let me produce two sine waves, okay? I'm producing a 50 hertz sine wave. And here also. Okay. So as you can see, I produced two 50 hertz sine wave and the amplitudes added up, and we can see we have resulting wave as a greater amplitude. But that means these two sine waves are in phase. If they are out of phase or not in phase, then the resulting amplitude will be less or even cancel out each other. That is how our noise cancellation works. Let's try to achieve that. Only one, two, added up. Okay. What? It's all always in phase. Why is that so? Nope, it's not doing my job. Okay, there we go. As you can see, I have two of these 50 hertz sine waves played at once and they cancel each other. That means they are not in phase. Or you can see the amplitude is very low. We call it destructive interference. Just like this. The first wave is in here and the second wave is 180 degree out of phase. So they both cancels each other. And the resulting wave is nothing. It's zero. As you can see. The practical example of it. Now let me stop one of those signals so the other will start ringing. Now let's stop it. As you can see, we have again our original sine wave. Now let me show you another phenomena. If we put the other sine wave just 1 hertz above this sine wave, that means we have different frequencies. And let's see what it does. 3, 2, 1, there we go. Wow. And I put another, this is 2D spectrogram, and this actually you can see how the beat is pulsating. But why is that so? This phenomenon is known as beats. Okay, what the? So this phenomenon is known as beats, or what we call pulsating waves. And the pulsating frequency will be the difference of those two frequencies. That means in here I have 50 hertz and 51 hertz. So the pulsating frequency or the beats frequency will be 1 hertz because 51 minus 50, that is 1 hertz. So let me show you. Now as I increase the frequency, you can see the beats frequency also increases. Now let me show you another interesting thing. Okay, so as you can see, my first signal is 100 hertz and the second one is 200 hertz. So it's 2 time frequency of that first signal. That's why we get here 2 peaks. Let me show you this in more detail. So if we put second signal as 3 times of the first signal, then let's see what happens. See, we have 3 peaks now. There we go. See, we have 3 peaks. Now if I put 4 in here, see, we have 4 peaks. If I put 5, we have 5 peaks. 6 peaks. 7 peaks. 8 peaks. 9 peaks. And we reach 1 kilohertz with 10 peaks. If we can calculate that by pausing the video, we will find that it's 10 peaks in one of those half cycles. Isn't that amazing? I find it very amazing, isn't it? So every time you hear a music, you just will remember that everything is made up of sine waves. Isn't that cool? Let me play a music now. Okay. And we will give various frequency curves here. As the frequency increases, the curves also increases here in this 2D spectrogram. And that's how we make corrections in our headphones. As you can see now, we have various frequencies in this wave, as you can see. If I put this to linear, as you can see, we have around from 59 hertz or 19 hertz, 59 hertz. We have 59 hertz to around 16 kilohertz, and above that we have none. So let me put it 16. There we go. So this is how we make corrections to our musical instruments like headphones or some other things. We do this using our equalizer. We just tweak with these settings and make some kind of pass filters like band pass or high pass or low pass filters. When we tweak with the equalizers, we are basically tweaking with the frequency response of that device. We'll just cutting out some of those frequencies which we don't like. Basically, I don't like very high mids, so I every time cut off some of those mids and increase the bass a little bit. So it's up to you how you tweak with your headphones, but just remember, it's all you're dealing with Fourier transform. Isn't that cool? So hope you have got some concepts clear about Fourier transform and Fourier series. If you want more videos like this in some of those core concepts you might want, then you may comment down in the comment section below. Or if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, thumbs down for the opposite, and do not forget to share and subscribe and hit the notification bell icon to get notified about my latest uploads. This is Malhar, you are watching Out of Syllabus, and for today I'm signing off.